You're going to get Trump out of office?
Yeah.
What for?
Everything.
You see, this is what I find very oblique about liberals. They have no specifics whatsoever. They are completely oblique and absolutely brainless when it comes to talking about things. Because when I ask about what for, it's everything,
I don't want to
which
go
is a
on
really
and on.
stupid thing to say. Welcome back, Patriots. All right, this is a good case study video. One thing I don't try to do, I don't try to, chase away the ones that I might be able to change. Now, these are some local liberals. The two ladies are infinitely more intelligent than the soy boy they got with them. And I tried to, hit on some common ground with them to hopefully, go from there to make some points and maybe get them to go ahead and do some research or go wherever else it might go where they see or listen to another side of the story. And I hope they're listening, because there's one part that came up here when Sandy Hook came up, and the banning of InfoWars. And I didn't get to make the point before the subject was changed, that even though whatever Alex Jones says about Sandy Hook, he has the right to say it. And I hope that one of these people here in this video are listening to this so they get that point. Censorship is not defensible. I don't care what it is. You have the right to say it. But I don't think that was that's a point that they've been able to glean here. They still seem to be sticking to you say something bad about, killing kids, we need gun control and we need to stop you. Yeah, bullshit. Anyway, beyond that, I think we had a pretty good conversation, and I hope they do tune in and listen to this video and the analysis of it and see themselves and how they try to, when successfully at times, change the subject on me or, But all in all, it was a pretty good chat, and I hope they do take a look at some of my other videos and maybe, gain some insight, because I think especially the two girls have, I think they're intelligent enough to maybe go ahead and catch on to what's going on. Maybe they'll even listen to Candace Owens one time and figure it out. But as it is, they're caught up in this liberal cesspool of New Orleans, and they live up in the area I just moved out of a few months ago, which is probably it's like living in San Francisco, the neighborhood I was living in. It's just that bad. Super duper liberal leftists. I wouldn't call them liberal, I call them leftists. So anyway, the routine. You like it, you care, share. If you want to keep me out there, support me. Look, I just had, I got up to what, 10,000, I had 804 or 5 subscribers, and then overnight got knocked down into the 700s again. So you know what they're doing. I mean, Trump keeps on talking about doing something about the censorship, but that's all he is talk. He hasn't really done anything. I'm really getting sick of the talk too, but I'll bring that up in other videos here coming up. Got to see some action. So anyway, If you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. Do share these things and subscribe and resubscribe because, again, they're not going off. And I need all the help you can give me. So if you can support me by going to my shop and get one of my designs, great. If you want to just throw money at me in the description, there are several ways to do that. And if you can't do anything else for me, pray for me out there. Thank you very much. God bless you. I'll see you on the streets and on the flip side. So what do you do here? What do you do?
We work for Oshner.
Oshner?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Terrific. In what capacity? What do you do?
So
I graduated law school.
Terrific. Tremendous.
Yeah, we're going to get Trump out of office.
You're going to get Trump out of office?
Yeah.
What for?
Everything.
You see, this is what I find very oblique about liberals. They have no specifics whatsoever. They are completely oblique and absolutely brainless when it comes to talking about things. Because when I ask about what for, the everything, which is a really stupid thing to say. It's very stupid to say that. So what are policies is it?
We're public health professionals at Oshner. So like so her and I work in like preventative medicine, public health with So that's like our role, and like I would like to see more support for that.
Oh, God bless you, yes. To me, the medical profession was taken over a long time ago by the powers that be, because there was two ways to go. You could go into holistic to try to keep people from getting sick.
That's our role.
God bless you. You see, you know how many holistic doctors have been murdered or mysteriously killed in the past few years?
No.
A lot. Look it up.
People aren't about that like mumbo jumbo, and a lot of it's actually true. Like honestly, Lisa talks about it a lot.
The old medicines really work.
I'm from Seattle, and like, okay, granted, yes, you're gonna hate me for that. It's a liberal little place, but we also like are totally
I just put up a video called "Shithole Seattle." Well, I just happen to talk to a lot of people from Seattle and how it's turned into a shithole.
It is. I mean, Amazon took over, and it's like no one likes it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you got homeless on the streets and the needles and
look at here too.
Well, any democratic city. Every democratic city.
Well, I feel like all cities are democratic.
That's it. Every democratic city turns into a shithole because of the policies. They come in and say, "Oh, we're going to give you everything free," and of course, everything goes up, and rents go up, prices go up.
What about Boston doing needle exchanges though? And they're trying to clean up their streets. They're then going to do like safe houses for injection. So we're going to get rid of that shit. All right.
I'm a bit libertarian in this sense.
Okay.
And
I can fuck with libertarian.
Yeah, well, in this sense, you see, to me, in a free society, we're actually supposed to be responsible for ourselves. I believe, one, it should start very young. You teach kids what the drugs do. Teach them what they do.
And real facts, not like
real facts. This is what they do. Here's a picture of a guy before he started doing meth. This is him now.
Yeah, that shit doesn't.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen. I did. So my master's is in actually like communication.
Oh, okay.
And with public health, and looking at those studies with Dare and like this is your brain on drugs. This was him now. This is him then. It didn't work. All it did was like people who were never gonna do drugs never did drugs even more. Like that just like confirmed them. But people who were already interested in and inclined to it, it was like, well, fuck you. All it did was make everyone.
Let's go to the natural selection. Here is it for free. Get out of the gene pool.
Like everyone else then just had a stigma against them because of that. So instead of being
what would be your solution? What would you do?
I don't know, honestly. I think there's a lot of like multifaceted. We need to be on the individual, interpersonal, community, and policy level. It has to go all the way through. So like you're talking with that interpersonal level when people are young, it starts with like your fucking parents, honestly, and education. And like I fully believe in like our job is like knowledge is power. So for example, like we work with a lot of like hypertension, high blood pressure patients, and a lot of them don't even know that like sodium is salt. Salt is sodium. They're told by their doctors to avoid sodium, and they're like, well, I don't eat any sodium. Like, well, do you know sodium is salt? And they're like, what? I didn't know that. And it's like, fuck, someone failed you. Like, and that's what it's just like.
We are beyond.
We're beyond lack of knowledge. Yes.
So I think it would have to come at all angles in a lot of ways. Built environment would be one part that I would have a huge issue with. The fact that like you should be able to walk outside your house and feel safe. Okay, like how are we supposed to tell people to walk 10 minutes a day? Like stupid recommendations, like by the Surgeon General, if you can't walk outside because you're gonna get fucking shot. That's ridiculous. things like having like access to fresh fruits, healthy foods, close by instead of a fucking Dollar General is the closest thing that you can get to.
Yeah.
Those kinds of policies, I think, are like one of the first steps before we start going like bigger and looking at like the healthcare system. I think the healthcare system is fucked, and like at some point.
Now I'm going to get conspiratorial.
Let's go.
I think this whole thing was a plan to reduce the population. I think it's about population reduction. Well, for this instance, the only reason the elites kept us around this long is because they needed slave labor.
Yeah.
They don't need slave labor anymore. We get AI, robotic technology, and overpopulation. So the idea is to feed us a lot of poison foods, a lot of poison medicines. Don't keep us in ignorance. Feed us bullshit here, and just keep us dumb. And then, when the things collapse, it's sort of like they come in as the saviors. Oh, come on to these camps. We'll take care of you here. Take these shots. Be like a roach motel. You walk in, but you don't come out.
Orwellian society. I like that.
Yeah, indeed. And I can see that happening. So that's why I say I don't think it's education. I think it's, indoctrination.
I think it's all of it.
Oh, yes, indeed. We're being hit from 6 different sides.
Which is why we got to get back to 6 different sides.
7 different sides.
Yeah, that too. Right. Let's add another one.
8.
But, yeah.
9. I can count 10.
But I see a pushback. I see young
22
people.
actually is how many we have running right now. That's what
I see people waking up to it. I see people realizing there is a deep state. There is a,
it's money.
Yeah.
It's money.
Money and power.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And I see thanks to the internet, there's a pushback. There are people, the bell has been wrong. You can't ring the bell.
Thank you. And the internet is knowledge.
Thank you. Of course, that's why they're trying to take it over right now and control it. It's why you have a lot of liberals trying to censor conservative thought. Which is, to me, what is that about? Because when I grew up, I was what I would call a blue-collar northeastern liberal. And back then, of course, New York area.
Oh, I've heard of it. New Jersey.
Okay, cool. So you understand.
So you're not from New York, from the New York area.
Yeah.
So you're from Jersey or Connecticut or something?
Yeah, well, Long Island. Long Island.
That is New York.
Where on the island?
Okay, it's still North. Anyway, back to it.
Where on
Growing
the
up
island?
blue collar, liberal. And of course, during the hippie generation, it was like, which I went through, obviously, it was all about, free speech and against the war. Now I see the left trying to stop free speech.
I'm not sure about
I think it's on both
You're not
sides,
sure about it? But they didn't stop people from speaking in Berkeley? They didn't have riots doing that? They aren't taking people off of the internet? Crowder? I'm not being censored on the internet? Are you serious?
I think I'm honestly, I'm going to agree with him on that one. But I think it's on both sides.
No, it's not. Show me where. Show me where on the other side. Show me, because the tech giants are totally liberal. Totally way left liberal.
So InfoWars, for with Sandy Hook tried to say that it was a complete conspiracy, and I get
it is a complete conspiracy.
Okay, now we've lost me.
Yeah.
I can't shoot kindergartners and say it's
wait. If I may.
And I know those parents. I know those parents in Connecticut.
Okay, fine. If I may. Okay, if I may. There's a lot to be said about that. There's a lot to be said about 9/11.
I'm not talking about gun control with that.
There's a lot to be said about the lies of 9/11. There's a lot to be said about the lies about a lot of things. But wait, all right. Let's and a couple of things about Sandy Hook.
Wait, hold on. One
Lanza.
You live in the Bywater with these views? How is that? Really?
Well, again, why can't I? Why shouldn't I be able to?
You do. You
see?
That's why it's so kind of beautiful.
Actually, I moved out of there. I keep my rig there because people have been attacked there, and I've been attacked there. I have friends that have had their storefronts busted in. They've been doxxed, all because they have conservative views.
I know one guy. Yeah, he had his whole entire warehouse.
So So no. As I said, the left. Remember, I used to be liberal. I was all about peace and love. Yay! But now the left is turned.
And then you stop smoking weed.
Recently.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm just joking.
I get tired of being
Humor's
stoned.
how we gotta relate. That's my philosophy. It's everyone can be on different sides of the aisle, but if we have something to laugh about together, we can get shit done.
That's why I do what I do.
I
mean, this is political satirical artwork that supposedly is to elicit some conversation and humor. And that's why I like being out here to have conversations like this. We're not shouting at one another. We're not, having some rancor where, the Antifa type, "Rah!" and Proud Boys on the other side, "Rah!" I'm trying to get past that. I want to, back in the old day, it's like the left was fighting against the establishment. Now you've got the left championing the FBI, championing CIA, championing the, like the IRS. IRS needs to go after Trump. What the hell? So you want to use the IRS as a political tool to go after your political opponents?
Everyone wants to use those things.
I think it's a little more nuanced than that.
But is that good?
No,
but
absolutely
again,
not.
you see, it was the left back then was anti-establishment. I'm seeing the left champion the establishment. Mueller, great, dude. What? Come on now.
It's all fun and games when it works for you, right?
But that's not.
See, I'm just a cynic on all
well,
sides.
indeed, I can see.
I'm a cynic on all sides
I can
of this
see,
shit.
but that doesn't make it right.
Oh, hell no.
It doesn't make it right. We still got to. We got to still be right. We got to hold true to our principles. We can be cynical. I'm cynical. Hell, look at this. I think I'm not cynical. So the life will bring that cynicism out. I mean, if you got two functioning brain cells, you look around, you go, holy crap, I'm up against what? So
every day at work, honey. Just wait.
Thank you.
Am I
Thank you. But you still can't let it beat you down. You got to hold true to your core value inside, saying, I'm going to let this defeat me. I'm going to still fight it. Yeah, at times I'll get down, times I'll be cynical, times I'll say, yeah, shit, it ain't working. You still got to come back.
And you just got to sing what they're singing over there. I'm proud to be an American.
Yeah, don't think of me.
Just gotta keep it up. I mean,
all right, well, it's great talking to you guys. Did you get a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton?
I would love that.
I would love
And go to my website. I YouTube all my conversations out here.
Okay.
And like as I said yesterday, I talked to a professor from LA.
Yeah.
Philosophy professor who gave me the meaning of life.
Which was?
Yeah, what is that?
Do tell.
Please share your insights.
Yes.
Maybe I'll just let you go
Was
to
it
my
weed?
site.
We'll go to your site.
It's
We'll
not
watch
on there because I will.
Yeah, it was the last video I put up.
Solid
It really
boy.
is a good one.
Solid point.
Have a good one.
Seriously.
Okay, God bless you guys.
So what do you think? You think maybe I made a dent? Maybe got a little toehold? Maybe they'll go listen to a couple of my videos. Who knows? One can only hope, huh? Fighting these battles one at a time like this. Help me out. Will you help me fight them? I need all the help I can get out there. So go to my shop and get something or contribute, or don't forget to pray for me. God bless you. See you on the streets.